Hello folks, my name's Frank Lee and I've been making wrappers in this workshop for nearly 50 years now, and I've made about 3,000 of them, so a pattern has become quite clear about when they're returned for reblading and who buy, and the beginners are the culprits when it comes to returning them early. This is just a sword that failed quality control, so it's got no fixed handle on it, but it doesn't matter for the purpose of this demonstration. This one's just a temporary one, but it'll do. The difference between making a sword last between 15 and 20 years and making it last 3 or 4 years is the way you hold the handle. The reason that they're this shape with a narrow waist on there, it doesn't have to have that, but it helps, is that you hold that bit between your forefinger and thumb, and that allows the handle to bend the way it's being pulled. You'll find that beginners tend to hold the handle like that, bolt upright and in an iron grip, and the co-dancer at the other end is fighting for it and pulling it like that, and they've got to put a sharp bend in it there, which it's not going to suffer very long before it breaks. This stuff is not cheap anymore. It used to cost about 30 pence a blade, and it cost about that price for a long time, and then suddenly, like literally overnight, it went up to £7 a blade, and that has had to be added to the cost of each wrapper, and I've no idea whether that's anything like enough, because the next lot I buy might be 3 times that price. I've no idea. With a bit of luck I might kick the bucket before I have to buy any more, but we just don't know what the price is going to be. Neither do we know what the quality is going to be like. The stuff I'm using at the moment is quite decent stuff. No idea about the future, so it's in everybody's interest to try to make the blades last as long as they can. So yeah, so hold them like that, let them lean, be generous with them, don't fight for the sword, and that's really what you need to bear in mind with regard to holding the handles. The other thing is, don't scrape them on the ground. Some teams do this deliberately to produce sparks, but don't forget where the sparks are coming from. They're not coming from fresh air, they're coming from the steel, and they're going to put deep scratches exactly where you don't want a scratch to be. Scratch becomes a starting point for a fracture, and the blade is looking for an excuse to break, and if you give it one, it'll take it. So avoid scraping them on the ground if you can. I know it's difficult in jump over figures, but if you bear in mind that you shouldn't do it, it'll happen less, and your swords will last quite a bit longer. Apart from that, just remember to use the oiling tool. That'll keep them from rusting. Rust doesn't actually appreciably shorten the life of the blade, because it doesn't penetrate very deeply. It just looks horrible, and if you want to take a pride in your dance, you don't want to hold up a lock of rusty ironmongery. So that's really all there is to say about that. It only takes a couple of minutes, and if you do it after each day of dancing, the swords will stay looking new for the rest of their natural life. Okay, I think that's all there is to say about it. I should have done this years ago, but better late than never. So anyway, so now you know. It's important though to remember what I've just said, especially if you're running a workshop, because you've got a room full of, I don't know, anything up to 100 people, all of whom are beginners, and if they're all fighting for their swords and holding them with an iron grip, it's going to be quite expensive. So just remember to make that very, very clear to any beginners. Okay, I think that's all there is to say about that. So happy dancing, and save your money. Okay, bye.